Good evening and welcome. You're watching Fineprint. First up on the show, well, back in February during India's Balakot strike, New Delhi had claimed to have shot down an F-16 jet scrambled by the Pakistani Air Force. Islamabad had of course rejected this charge, and the United States had been more or less tight-lipped in public about the whole controversy. But now details have emerged that Washington was indeed worried about Pakistan misusing the F-16 jets and had even dispatched a letter to the Pakistani Air Force chief warning against it. The letter dates back to August and was written by Andrea Thompson, the Undersecretary of for Arms Control, and the letter confirms that Pakistan had indeed moved its F-16s and other American missiles to forward positions. This is a clear violation of the terms under which the jets had been sold to Pakistan. The letter warns of the possibility of these weapons falling into the hands of malignant actors and endangering the peace in the region. Now, a couple of important things to note here. This is the first time the United States has expressed concern over Pakistan misusing the F-16 jets. Also keep in mind that the letter came from a high-ranking official in the Trump administration. Thompson has been a military intelligence officer all her career. She first entered the Trump administration as National Security Advisor to the Vice President Mike Pence. Now, Pakistan does not have discretionary powers to use these F-16s. They can only be deployed at two specific air bases and only for counter-terrorism operations, never against foreign countries. India had presented evidence saying Pakistan had not only used the F-16s against them but also American AMRAAM missiles. And Wion's Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik is now joining us live for the latest on this, and certainly a major rebuke there for the Pakistani Air Force by the Americans coming out now in the open, and this was clearly what India had been confirming, that the United States was also putting enough pressure on Pakistan in the aftermath of those strikes and that dogfight.
Absolutely, very a major shocker for the Pakistani government. In fact, a major reprimand on the part of the Pakistani government by the US administration for using those F-16s. Now, remember, that is a violation of the end user agreement that was done by between Pakistan and the United States. Pakistan used the F-16. Initially, it had denied it, had said that it was using the JF-17 Thunder. We saw a lot of back and forth by the Pakistani military spokesperson as well, who first denied, then said that there were it does not really matter, and now this reprimand coming in from the US as well. Now, as we speak, the Pakistani side is yet to confirm on the development, whether or not, in fact, even acknowledge it. But the report that has been published by the US media, it clearly says that the then Undersecretary had written to the Pakistani Air Force chief and reprimanding him, because that is a clear violation. Remember, Pakistan and US, the sales agreement, it clearly specifies that Pakistan will not be using F-16s or any other defense equipment for the sake of an aggression or for the sake of an offense, but rather as in defense. What happened was, it is on the 27th of February, it is questionable because the Pakistani side, Pakistani government sources says that they were provoked first and it was an act of defense. Having said that, a major reprimand on the Pakistani part. As I said, there was much back and forth, but Pakistani Air Force earlier last month, in fact earlier in September, they for the first time after February went on record and said that yes, indeed F-16s were used, calling out Pakistan's bluffs, and now we're seeing this reprimand from the US administration coming to light as well. Yes, Bharvi.
Right, Anas, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the latest there. So clearly a rebuke there for the Pakistani side, that letter from the Undersecretary of Arms Control that is now out in public.